Welcome back, everybody, to Quarantined. Today, we will be revealing some information about spontaneous, and you'll find out what I mean by that in a second. So, we're going to start off with cards that almost were. So, these are things that were in the research stage but never made it past that point. So, we're going to take a look at those first. And number one, the most considered, I would say, for a card that didn't make it was the Super Trash Can / Garbage Disposal. We weren't sure of the name yet. But this one's interesting. We were considering this one a long time. Dane actually came up with the idea for this card. And it's got a very interesting ability, you could say, where once you get it to a high enough level, you would actually throw that person's card in the trash can. Now, when you think about it, there's some problems with that. One, does that mean they actually lose that card? Because that seems not fair at all. That's a huge advantage. So we decided immediately no. Our spontaneous team decided it can't be that. So then, does it mean that card dies instantly? We're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then we remembered we had the Terminator. That's killing a card instantly. So we can have a repeat. So what other ability could you have? Well, you could put it in a trash can or just out of use for the game after that, too. But the problem with carrying over a penalty is that it almost never works. People forget. We're gone for weeks at a time playing this game. When we get back, nobody's going to remember that card's supposed to be in the trash. So that is mainly why the Super Trash Can of the Garbage Disposal did not make it. Number two, the gun. Sounds very simple. But at the time when we created Era 1, we were not really using very many clip arts at all. In fact, I'm not sure we used any clip arts. They were all made online. Making a gun is extremely difficult. So while it was a good idea, it didn't work. So we ended up going with the bow and arrow series, which of course we have today. The dynamite. Dynamite could have been done. We could have definitely done it, but we need to decide if we were going to do the smoke bomb or dynamite or detonator. So we ended up choosing smoke bomb and detonator instead of dynamite. Honestly, just a random choice. We could have chose dynamite for the detonator, just changed the name of the card. We could have done that, but we decided detonator was a better name, so there's not a big reason why there wasn't dynamite. Number four, now we're getting into not necessarily why cards didn't make it, but why certain things didn't make it into spontaneous. Clash of Clans game mode, it never made it. Why? It would take a lot of extra work to do this. And yeah, that's mainly why. You also have to find images that you have a transparent background so that they don't carry over that white, otherwise it looks really bad. And we might have been able to do this, but it's very difficult, and we're very busy, so we ended up just cutting that idea altogether, because at that time, we're working on Era 2. Now we're on number 5. Being able to combine Era 1 and Era 2 cards. This we seriously considered for a long time, because the problem is when you release Era 2, Era 1's done. Like, where is the transition? So we did that a few different ways, but not this way. The ways that we did it is we included Era 1 cards in packs. So you're still getting Era 1 cards out there. Number 2, we're going to have some tournaments that are only Era 1, so you're going to want to keep some of your Era 1 cards. And number 3 is you can upgrade your Era 1 cards to make them Era 2. If you pay CC, you can get the identical card, if there is an identical card. Certain hybrids, there isn't an identical hybrid, but pretty much every card there is. So you can do that by paying CC. So that's how we did the transition, but originally in the early stages, we're like, what if you combine an Era 1 and an Era 2? What do you get? Originally, the idea was, okay, maybe you combine an Era 1 and an Era 2 and you get an Era 3. No, it doesn't work. Then you have to release Era 2 and Era 3 at the same time. And then what about combining Era 2 and Era 3? Do you go to an Era 4? You can't just continue to build up like that. So we decided that that's not going to work. So the other option for combining Era 1 and Era 2 is that you go up to the next level of the Era 2 card, which is not fair because it's harder to get Era 2 cards. So instead of combining two Era 2s, somebody could kind of cheat the system and combine an Era 1 and an Era 2. And so we decided that we're just not going to allow combining, but you will be able to get that card by paying CC. Number 6 for this section, octagonal Era 2 cards. Era 2 has not been officially released, but everybody's seen what the cards look like, and they are square. And the main reason for that is, one, we wanted to change up the shape. So we needed to choose a shape. Octagonal was almost instantly what we decided. It was always a shape with quite a few sides, and so we're like, okay, let's make more. However, cutting the Era 1 took forever. So we decided, if we get straight lines on a piece of paper, we can cut it so much quicker. Era 2 is now a square. Let's see here. And finally, Patriotic Pack. I have here SS News articles and no news articles, which both are rumors. So if you are into the rumor game and you like to try to sort through all of that, SS News and No News both put out newsletters and about all the rumors. And of course, in here, if I can find it, they talk about patriotic packs, and I think it's No News specifically that talks about that. And so, yeah, he talks about how there could be patriotic packs. We have reason to believe there's going to be some patriotic packs, and why weren't there is an article later, and there were going to be, yes. There were going to be patriotic packs, and it was going to be for the election. We could not get them done in time. We were working on so many other things. And so we will save them. We might save them for the presidential elections when those come, the actual United States elections, or we might save them until next year. We have a lot of them printed. And so they're ready to go. They're already designed and everything. We need to cut them and laminate. Of course, that takes a long time. But they're ready to go. So don't count it out completely, but as of now, patriotic packs are not happening. Now, those are things that are not happening. Next, we're going to go into things that we are considering. Living characters. Now, of course, the card is not going to be living, but right now, if you look, none of the things are alive. You have the trash can, the spike, the ring, all of those things, they're not living creatures. Things we're considering having creatures on there of some type. Now, this is very difficult because either you have to find the clip art or you have to make it yourself. I'm not artistic at all, but Israel and Abri have both very artistic abilities. So then you have to be able to mass produce that, and that's the difficult part. So we're considering that. It's not a no yet. It's in the research phase. A game board. This is an idea we've been considering for a long time, and we're still considering it. Having a board where you place your card and you're a distance away from people. It adds a whole new perspective to the game. It adds strategy and it adds range to the game. That distance in between you is huge. So that we'd like to do, but there's a lot that we'd have to do. And that would come probably with Era 3 if we end up doing that. Here's just a small one, a marshmallow card. We're considering that right now. It's a really recent thing, but it's a consideration. Number 4 for what we're considering, quarantine packs. We're considering giving everybody a free quarantine pack. It'll be really random. You could get all the way up to a legendary. You could get a bunch of commons. But either way, it'll give you a chance to have Era 2 cards because some of you don't even have Era 2 cards yet, and you don't really have a way to get them. So that's what we're considering. And finally, Christmas in July. This is a thing, some TV channels do this. They run Christmas movies in July. We're thinking about, we have a bunch of Christmas packs still. We're going to put them on sale in July and have a Christmas tournament. It's fun. It's a long ways away from Christmas. So it's just a good gap. So we're considering doing that. And then things we are definitely working on. These are guaranteed. We are working on them. They are happening. 2 new game modes. Now, I can't really tell you what that means. But we're working on 2 new game modes of Spontaneous, not like Spontaneous today. These are different, and they are going to be different games potentially, but they're going to be under the company of Spontaneous. So yeah, that's going to be fun, and they're not going to be compatible, at least we don't think, with Era 1, Era 2, Era 3, any of those cards. And next, we're working on Era 3. We're working on Era 3 with a twist. Now, I can't tell you what that twist is, but it's going to change the game completely. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot more work to make, so Era 3, probably 2021 is what we're looking at with Era 3 because of how long these are going to take to make. But they are incredible, and there's a lot of new cards coming to the game. So stay tuned to that. That's going to be really cool. Like I said, if you want to check out No News or SS News, just let me know, and I can send you some of those. They have a lot of speculation on here, and most of the time they're right. Sometimes they're wrong. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for Spontaneous Revealed. Later this week, we'll probably have actually it'll be next week probably, that we will have a membership video showing some of the stuff I was talking about that I couldn't quite get into full detail about because, you guys don't have membership or anything, and these are more classified than I'd like to tell you. Of course, a lot of this stuff was classified before, but it isn't anymore. So there you have it, Spontaneous Revealed. Hope you enjoyed it, and continue to watch for some new quarantine videos. We're having a lot of fun with them, so we're going to keep doing more.